Hi, today I am taking you through Eckhart Tolle's book Oneness with All Life, page 39. Ego arises when your sense of beingness of I am, which is formless consciousness, gets mixed up with form. This is the meaning of identification. This is forgetfulness of being, the primary error, the illusion of absolute separateness that turns reality into a nightmare. Ego is always identification with form, seeking yourself and thereby losing yourself in sense form. Forms are not just material objects and physical bodies. More fundamental than the external forms, things, and bodies are the thought forms that continuously arise in the field of consciousness. Look what Eckhart is trying to tell here. Ego arises when a sense of beingness of I am, which is formless consciousness, gets mixed up with form. Basically, who am I? If you have gone through my previous videos, you can see how fundamental is this question. If I ask you this question, who are you? Then I'm sure I will get the answer in form of your name, the activity which you are doing in this world, the relationship which you are having with people, the position which you are holding on to, or maybe the possessions which you are having. Like I am XYZ and I am related to so and so, I'm working in so and so company, I am holding some amount of money with me. So, what he's saying, see, the formless consciousness, which is us, is trying to merge with the form consciousness. So, form consciousness is the physical body, and the formless consciousness is the essence of the question, who am I? But when we forget the formless consciousness, what we only see is the physical entity. So when we look at a person, right, what do we see in them? We definitely see the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, right? But we never try to see that beyond their behavior of certain type, beyond their positions, beyond their qualities, there is the self, the formless consciousness, the essence of it all that is there in every physical body, but we hardly realize it. And that is where the confusion arises that I am this body, right? So we all are so convinced about the fact that I am this body that it is very difficult to convince you that you are not just this body. You are, in fact, everything else apart from this physical body. You are an entity who has taken up this physical body to fulfill certain desires of yours, and you have forgotten your identity with the non physical self. And that is the continuous emphasis of Eckhart, where he says that if you are the non physical self, then who is the physical self? And here he is saying that ego survives on the physical self, thereby portraying the physical self as the only version of your own. Isn't it miraculous to understand that how ego becomes us? Like how there is a complete merger in us, right? Of ego, of mind, and this physical self. They three combine together, and then we say to the world, I am this, I am that. I am a generous person, I'm a hardworking person, I work in a great organization, I have a beautiful partner, I have a beautiful car, I am the owner of this house. You see, all the time, what we are doing is we are adding the ego to our sense of identity, and then we are presenting ourselves to the world. Now, what happens when we add this physical identity? There is no harm in it. But when does the harm starts to happen? That is where Eckhart is saying the illusion of absolute separateness that turns reality into a nightmare. The illusion of absolute separateness. What does this mean? Absolute separateness from the essence of who we are to the physical entity makes us go through the turbulence of life. When we completely forget that we are this pure, blissful self, we only remember that we are this physical body and we need to struggle to make the body survive, to give it the right kind of food, to give it the right kind of comforts, to make it, do the best things on the earth so that our name and fame can increase. Is it not so? And then what happens? We start to deeply, deeply, deeply identify with this aspects of our being. Like I tell that I am a teacher, for example, and I'm so identified with the image of a teacher that I cannot know anything else about my identity that I am a teacher. And what happens when the teaching career gets ended? Like one or the other day, one has to retire. What happens? Then the form identity, which is so attached to this image that I am a teacher, now doesn't knows what to do because the identity with which it was so deeply identified has been taken over. So, how do we reach the space where who are you? And the answer is I am. I am not a teacher. I am not a lover. I'm not a friend. I'm not someone's daughter. I'm not anyone's father. I am not anything, but I am. I am the pure self. I am the essence of everything in this world. In fact, I am the substratum, the universe in which everything else might be residing, but I have no relationship with all the physical things that exist around me because I am the pure consciousness. I am the being. I am the blissful self. I might have taken the physical body, not knowing that, okay, what are the struggles that comes to the physical body, or by desiring something else on this earth. But I am not someone, somebody, somebody's someone. I am not that. And it is beautiful to understand that how life takes us through these identifications. You see all the cricketers, okay? You see all the film actors. You see a mother. You see a girlfriend. You see somebody's husband. We are so identified with the image of our own that we speak like this. She's my wife. She's my wife. She's mine. He's my husband. He's my husband. This is my job. This is my identity. So we are so attached, so attached. And you see all the time in YouTube how they present the celebrities to us. They'll always present the celebrities showing that, this is ex's girlfriend, this is ex's boyfriend. This is to keep on enhancing the form identity in your mind about the celebrity, that the the channels, the television, they always try to enhance the form relationships which we have. And ego is always helping us to strongly identify with people. So what happens when, let us say, somebody gets angry, or somebody's just walking away from your life? What happens? You suddenly feel identity less. You suddenly feel, oh my God, there is nothing to do in this world, because with whom you had seen all the dreams about this world, with whom you might have planned, oh, we'll have a nice house and a car. And if that person gets angry and goes off, you just become like speechless, mindless. You stop eating food. You start thinking, what I have to do now, where I have to go now, how do I find this person? And when you find this person, this form identity, when you find this person, you literally fall at the feet of this person, that please come back to my life, please, please, please come back, I can't do it without you, you are the one. So strong is this. I mean, Eckhart calls it Maya. The sages call it Maya. What is Maya is they are explaining that the portraying power of the mind that makes you believe that there is nothing else in you. If the whole world of physical identities leave you, maybe physical identities or the form identities or the thing identities, and even if these identities leave you, you are still not alone. There is one identity lingering with you all the time, and that is the identity called as thought identity. And see this last paragraph from Eckhart, where he says, forms are not just material objects and physical bodies. More fundamental than external forms, things, and bodies are the thought forms that continuously arise in the field of consciousness. Like, in your field of consciousness, there is a bubble of thoughts all the time, and that is the non stoppable voice that keeps running inside your head. Oh, what will you do? Oh, what is your future plan? Oh, where are you going to invest? Oh, there is a lot of inflation in the market. Oh, this person, I don't think they like you. Oh, this is very difficult. You can't do it. I'm just, making you see your thought identifications. Forget body identification, where, I say that, okay, I love this person. This is my wife. This is my husband. That's body identifications. Even forget thing identification. Thing identification is, this is my car, my house, this is my book, this is my ring, oh, this is my favorite dress, oh, this is my favorite sandals. These are things identification. So Eckhart is saying these are not the only things that cling to the identification of yours. The big identification is the identification with the voice in your mind. And who is the voice in your mind? Of course, the ego is the voice in your mind. The ego will continuously tell you, leave this person, he's not fit for you, she's not good for you. Leave this job, these people are not good. You deserve a better job than this. All the time forcing you to discard the present and in hope of a better future. So it's like the stock market also. It's a big, big playground for the ego, where you invest today and wait for 10 years and you will see you'll become a millionaire. So, what is happening? Your thought is inside you. What is the thought identification here? You will become a millionaire is thought identification. And what is the condition for becoming it? That you need to spend money now and keep on passing each and every day of your life for the next 10 years in a hope that the stock market is going to be doubled or tripled or multiple times. And the ego feels very, very delighted with the feeling that one or the other day you're going to end up with a lot of money. And that's where money identification is nothing but the thing identification. It's no harm to become a millionaire, or it's nothing that you shouldn't wish to become rich. But this feeling of continuously making you wait for a better future, for a viable future, rejecting everything that you have in the present, that is the biggest fallacy. And that is what I have understood from Eckhart Tolle's teaching. And recently, I am reading Ramana Maharshi's teaching, and that's what I'm sharing with all of you, that how these people draw the analogy between life. What we fundamentally call as life is a physical entity, and what Eckhart is calling as life is not physical entity. He's saying, just become still for a moment, and you will see there is a oneness between you, between the others you are seeing, between the universe that is visible to you, between the sky, between the earth. There is one common essence which is there, and that essence is you. Do not forget your essence. And that is the reason when you look at a beautiful ocean, you feel good, because the ocean's essence is formless, with which you are attaching your own essence and you are becoming formless instead. And I was thinking this to myself again and again, that so much identity I have with my form, that my ego just stands like that and tells everybody in the world that I am right. And I was thinking, how do I melt this strong identity? How do I melt this strong, way that this ego is standing? When I melt, then the essence of it that will remain will be my pure being. And I have started doing that by continuously reminding myself that this physical body of mine will one day become the waste on this earth, with the one with whom I'm identifying so much, with the one with whom my image is attached so much, with the one with whom I'm maintaining it so much, like what food the body needs, what food it needs for the mind, I know what kind of car I will use. Look at the maintenance requirements of the body. And I'm slowly withdrawing myself from these. And the more I'm doing it, I'm not able to be that physical form anymore. I'm able to become that formless identity. And if anybody is saying me anything about this body, I'm just feeling, oh, they're saying things about this physical form. If somebody is praising me, I am saying and feeling that, oh, they're praising this physical body of mine that might be doing some good things that are worthy of being praised. And if somebody is dispraising me, I'm thinking this body of mine has done something based on the intellect, based on the ego, based on the mind. But I am not that. I am the pure self, and I will become witness to whatever the body is doing and maybe bring in change in my behavior that might be of health. But I am not the physical entity. I am not the thing entity. I am not the thought entity. Whatever remains after that, I am that. Isn't it nice, nice, nice? I'm just so excited about this concepts. Oh, I'm not this physical body. What did I do so many years of my life? Running after people, running after forms, running after things. And today I'm realized, oh, I'm not even this physical body that was running after. When I am not this physical body, what am I running after? The physical bodies behind whom I am running after, even they are not the physical bodies. They are also the essence. They are also the being. They are also the divine consciousness. I wish I could run after the consciousness of others rather than the physical body, or rather than possessing some things, rather than possessing some people, then the meaning of life would have been different. But nevertheless, it is never late to understand certain concepts and to bring the changes in life. But I really want you to understand the concept, at the same time continuously asking this question to our own self, that how far do I identify with this physical body? And am I just this physical body? Who am I? Who am I is the question that we need to ask every moment. And when you do not identify with the physical body, you will never, advertise yourself. So you will not go to anybody and say that, okay, this is something which I created, my YouTube channel, please visit it, please read the videos, what I am sharing here. You will not do that. The reason you will not do that is because your interest in the physical identities that exist in the world will become very less, and you will start believing that everybody is a pure consciousness and they know as equal as you. Nobody is less knowledgeable than you. It could be that you are saying things because you are reading it somewhere, but at the same time, your force that everybody in the world should learn what you are trying to teach will become very less. Like your identities will be so less with this part that you will just speak for the purpose of speaking, but you will actually not force anybody to understand what you are saying. And that's where these sages like Raman Maharshi, they stayed far away from people for years together. They did not meet any physical forms. The reason they did not meet any physical forms is because they were so convinced about the fact that these physical forms are not at all existent. And one or the other day, the physical forms will not be there. So they were all the time working on the core essence of themselves. And Eckhart is continuously bringing that concept to all of us. Thank you so much for coming and hearing out. I am sharing with you without editing anything. I am sharing with you whatever I understand, and I am hoping that you will come here to get a little bit of understanding of the pure blissful self which I am trying to reach in myself and in you. Thank you so much.